The great thing about fashion is that it always looks forward. Oscar de la Renta said that. It's also very similar to Agile, don't you think?
Privalia is an online fashion outlet. It's almost 10 years old. 415 million of revenue. 24 million customers. They are selling in 4 countries: Spain, Italy, Mexico, and Brazil, and they are number 1. There are 900 employees and around 180. With these numbers, what is the motivation that they want to change? What is behind of this? What do you think, Steven?
It's a very good question. They've been a very successful business. They have a lot of revenue, as Manu has said. There's absolutely no problem there. So why would they want to change? The reason is they want to go to the next step. They want to innovate even faster their products. To help put you in the situation that we found ourselves in Privalia, when we began, there had been a lot of changes in the CTO position, a lot of turnover during several years. There had been several other attempts at transforming to Agile that had unfortunately failed. And there were also a high percentage of external contractors. When we arrived, a short time after, the 2 guys that had contracted us left the company. So, with that, we're going to ask you 3 questions today. And the first one:
what would you have done with this? A, sorry, I can help. I'm very busy now.
Hey, there's a lot of Agile coaches here. I think they could help.
B, accept the challenge to help. Let's go to this. Let's go to do something great. Or C, buy some new running shoes, go to the mountain, and run away.
Manu loves to buy shoes.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so A, B, or C?
Come on. C. You know that I would like to do this.
Yeah. Okay. The reason that we're here is it was B. We accepted the challenge to help, and here we are. So, we began by training everybody. And we got our hands dirty, and we started working with 12 teams at once.
If we compare this with the talk that we saw this morning by Oscar and Antonio about Decathlon, 2,000 people is not much. It's not many teams.
No, but it felt like a lot.
Yeah.
The good thing is, while we were in the trenches, we were able to see the problems very quickly, the problems with all the teams. And also, we were able to try and find those solutions quickly as well. One of the important things that we learned, and it was something Fernando mentioned in his lightning talk on LESS, the importance of volunteers. There were no volunteers. This was pushed, everybody was put into a role, and we began. Volunteers would have helped. At an organizational level, we had Tricia Bailey, who was working with the executive team. She was leading the transformation, the executive team, the managers. Manu and myself were with the teams, working as Agile coaches. One of the things that we did there was we created checkpoints to help the business and development teams speak, to make sure that they're communicating. Meetings such as roadmap, portfolio, dashboard, these were all things that were needed to ensure that business and development were talking.
What is really helping is that the founders are the principal sponsors for this Agile adoption. Lucas Carnet and José Manuel Villanueva want to go to the next level for this organization.
They want to move from a commerce to an e-commerce.
We are having bi-weekly meetings with Lucas, and we are co-creating the next actions and the next points to improve and to adapt the Agile adoption in this company. For the whole company, that reflects the importance of this Agile adoption. So, what challenges become visible during this fashionable Agile adoption? A, poor communication, not enough teamwork, and inadequate tools. B, too many processes. Or C, no models for autumn-winter 2015.
But that was covered. Me and you were there,
More or less.
if it was necessary. So, A, B, or C? Very good. There are people that have obviously seen this presentation before. The answer is A. Poor communication in areas, not enough teamwork, and inadequate tools.
Not working. Inadequate tools, yes.
So, starting from poor communication, we have gone from poor communication to over-communication. We think it's impossible to over-communicate. Nobody will ever complain to you to say, hey, you've told me that already. An example of that would be the Friday stand-ups, where we take all of the product teams, development, business, everyone, and for 15 minutes, we discuss the issues for that area. And recently, what we have done is to change that and move it to Mondays. And for the Monday, we're helping to focus on the next week. Focus on the priorities for that week.
What about the managers?
The managers.
Yeah.
Okay. We needed to help there with the managers. And we probably, as Chevy mentioned yesterday in his talk, we probably should have given more specific training to managers. That was something that we did not take into account and something that we would definitely change in the future.
And in relation of the communication, in horizontal way is working so well, but in the vertical way, there are room for improvement. We are helping in this area to make that the communication flow correctly. Another challenges that which became visible during this Agile adoption was not enough teamwork. But they changed from 5 people working in a team. For them, this means 5 mini projects, 1 project for each person, and develop and build individually and alone, to start to think as a team, to start to build and develop things as a team. Now, one positive thing is the business and development people are sitting together, and they are collaborating and communication better. In addition, they are doing the evaluation of the health of the team every 2 months, with indicators such as fun, motivation, speed, and quality. After this point of inspection, the team decides the next actions to be a better team. It's too long. Ahora.
Inadequate tools. Don't try that at home. We went from 0 automated tests, and now the guys in Portugal will look at me and say, what are you going to say? To around 600 tests on multiple devices. There are still many problems, yes, with data sets, reliability, and environments. But these things are being changed. They're on the right road. In terms of release, they were giving releases every 3 months. That has been changed, and now they're releasing every 2 weeks. And whenever it goes past the 2 weeks, people are starting to complain. People are, hey, we're being late. What's happening? Come on. That's fantastic.
So then, what does the new season hold for Privalia? A, why change? We have a successful business. B, an agile transformation. Or C, platform shoes.
I love platform shoes. They make me even taller.
Yeah.
So, what's the answer? Come on, it's the third question.
Agile transformation, no?
Spoiler.
Yeah, you know. Only left 5 minutes.
So, it's an agile transformation. Quickly, we were able to see that an agile adoption was not going to be enough. And whenever we talk about an agile adoption, we mean doing agile. They were doing agile. There was no problem there. We want to transform and move to actually being agile. That extra improvement that is needed. That is where we're wanting to go.
Okay. Yeah. What about the culture?
The culture, especially as Gabri said yesterday, it's an incredibly important thing. And the culture, we are doing culture workshops to measure, define, and help make tangible the culture, to give the company the vocabulary that they need to talk about that.
They're evaluating the color of the culture, and the culture is so red, and that is amazing. They want to change this.
For people and tools, unfortunately, a lot of developers have left. They waited for a couple of months whenever we began the adoption, but the changes did not arrive quick enough. And some good people are not there anymore. Está estrangulando esto.
Sí.
Siguiente.
But the key is the continuous improvement. They are continually improving the release process. They are looking for the perfection or the excellence for this process. The retrospective is embedded in the culture. Also, is something that is helping is the communities of practices. That communities is helping to change aspects and perception of them. They want to improve. So, going back to the original question, is Agile enough fashionable in Privalia?
Franz Kafka said, from a certain point onwards, there is no longer any turning back. That is the point that must be reached. If we ask ourselves, what would Privalia do? Agile is fashionable enough for Privalia. We are sure that there will be no turning back.
One simple question. What was the investment that Privalia did in order to implement Agile?
What was the
The
investment?
investment.
In what?
I mean, I am sure that they
Budget.
needed to invest money. In terms
The
of
money?
make this happen.
Our wages. They pushed strongly. There was Tricia Bailey, who is a very experienced change agent. She joined the company for around 6 months, and we were hired to work with the teams. There's also in the budget for next year to continue training, working with the teams, and to continue pushing for the transformation. The exact figure, I'm sorry, I don't have that data.
It's around the thousands, it's around the 100,000s, it's around
I
It's a very interesting approach to do a change, but at the same time, I don't have a magnitude whether it was 2,000 euros or it was 250,000.
As Agile coaches, we don't earn great, but we earn more than 2,000. It would probably be, I imagine, around the hundreds of thousands in that area for the whole year.
I think I have understood that you, in some way, did an assessment on the current culture and so, and I have understand, I think, that it was not very for Agile, let's say, more red or something like this. What are your plans for changing this? Have you thought on the tricks or how to do it?
The culture of the company is very much act first, think later, get things done, and that has helped them be very, very successful. We don't want to change that too much. What we're trying to add, and this is everybody, whenever I say we, is to add a little bit more analytical, more customer focused, to prioritize the business actions based on the business value. We're trying to tweak it just a little bit to help that. But the main part of getting things done, we don't want to change.
Thanks.